Hey guys, this isn't a normal video because I can't focus on anything today. Um, I had a video pre-recorded that I was gonna do, and I can't focus on it. Last night somebody tried to break into our house, and no, this is not for views. It's not clickbait. It actually happened. Um, so basically, um, I was sitting there playing Among Us with my Discord on TikTok Live, and we were just hanging out, and I kept on hearing noises. I thought I was being paranoid until it started vibrating the floor, since my floor in here is above the back door. Now, I went out to the stairs to listen, and I heard it through the house, um, what was going on. Somebody was actively trying to break down my door. So I called my husband to let him know that I was calling 911. I get off with him and I call 911. And if you don't believe me, this was the actual 911 call, 7 minutes at 8:47 p.m. last night. Um and as you guys can see, it's difficult to show you guys, but yeah, I did call 911. And it it was it was really scary. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know. If you guys saw, you saw. If you didn't, you didn't. Whatever. But I called 911 and I had a machete. It's the only thing I had, but I'm going to be getting a firearm for myself. Um, so I called 911, told them what was happening. I went into my bedroom and I barricaded it with my own body because my son was asleep in that room. So I was stood against the door using my leg to push on the dresser to keep it shut. Because there's no locks, because our landlord decided we don't need locks on the knobs. Not even the front door knobs have locks. So, anyways, I'm on the call with the operator, telling them the address and everything and what's happening. And then eventually it got louder and it was harder for me to speak because I didn't know if they were in. So we started to communicate through the uh, keypad. Told me, don't press it if it's no. If it's yes, just like click a number. And it was asking questions that way. Um, it took about like 7 minutes for police to get here, and at some point during that, it stopped. Everything stopped. Um, Police came, one to the back, one to the front, and they checked both sides and came knocked up on my front door. I opened it. Obviously, I put the machete down at the couch, let them know I had it right there. Um, and that was my only weapon they recommended. I get a firearm so I can keep us safe. Um, Basically, came in, asked some questions, asked identifications. I explained everything that happened. I was shaking so bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was shaking really bad. It's been a while since I last had somebody try to break into my home, and my husband wasn't here, so it was more difficult. Um, my cat was on guard. I didn't know that cats could be on guard. He was on guard. He was nice to the police officer and everything. Um, and they I made a note because they were asking if there's anybody mad at me, anybody that would try any family or anything, and I told him all my family's back in Philly. Um, and as for anybody mad at me, the only thing I could think of that I said I would make note of is that my landlord lets, people in here for, repairs and stuff without our permission. And he said, yeah, mine does that too. Okay. But I wanted to make note of it because some of them I didn't feel great about. They made me shake. They gave me weird vibes and just, I didn't like it. So they said that they didn't see anybody. They couldn't find anybody. And that a woman walking her dog uh, didn't see anyone either. I don't know if she was walking it out front or out back. I don't know. But they didn't see nobody. So I had zero answers on that. Um, and my husband was like, maybe it was just, the heater because it kicks on. I'm like, it wasn't on at all. The only time it turned on was when I was on the phone with the operator right before the cops came. And it was like, I heard it through the whole house. And so, cops said they would do extra patrols. They did. When hubby came home, he stayed up all night listening out for the door. Um, but yeah, the videos might not be the best. While I figure this situation out, I'm not entirely okay, but I'm safe. My son's safe. We're all okay and safe. But now I'm going to be teaching my child what to do when somebody tries to break in. Protocols to get him to hide into a closet or something while I barricade the door. I'm happy that he was asleep during this. I kept on replaying in my head, should I have woken him up? But the amount of trauma to a 3-year-old on that, I only think it would have been necessary to wake him up if somebody was actively trying to get into the room. Um, but yeah, I definitely am gonna start making sure he knows how to be safe. What to do if somebody breaks in while he is awake, and just to trust mommy whenever it's just us two. Um, but as far as that goes, um, there's not much I can do right now except for post this and spread awareness. Please make sure you keep your doors locked at all times. Make sure your windows are locked at all times. Keep your guys' self safe. Um, Always have a protocol in order for any children you may have in your life when they are in your home and somebody is actively trying to break in. Because I would rather something happen to me than my son. I would rather put myself in danger's way so he can be safe. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad that it didn't get as bad as it could have been. I'm glad that we're all safe and that everybody's okay. My husband came home as soon as he could, and it made me feel a lot safer having him here. He has a firearm. I just don't have my own, and I wanted him safe that day, so he he and I are working out some things on safety right now. So if you guys have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments. If anybody wanted to contribute to, which you don't have to, okay, let me make that very clear. Nobody's obligated, nobody has to, but if you wanted to, um, I have my link tree in the description um, for any donations, it has my Cash App and my Linktree. Anything for the cameras that I want to get and the firearm, because those are very expensive. But I don't care. I will use my own money to do so, no matter what. But if anybody wanted to speed up the process, it's all there. And I will link resources if I can find any on what to do in case of a home intruder. If there is nothing in there, then please link your own resources for anybody in the comments. But yeah, if you have any recommendations of anything to do to keep us safe while we are figuring all this out, we're definitely moving once our lease is up. But if you have any resources, please let me know. Any camera recommendations for outside, any recommendations for firearms for me. I can use any, honestly, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say, except for it was scary, but it ended so fast. The only thing that I noticed that was suspicious was after the cops left, a car turned on and left, but I didn't hear a car door. So that's about it. That's about the only suspicious thing I can think of. But the cops were very understanding, and I greatly appreciate how quickly they came to the scene and looked around and everything. I just don't know what I would have done if somebody got in. Um, I have my kid. That's what makes it scary. I have a 3-year-old boy that I need to take care of. He depends on me right now. So, yeah. I'm just happy that I was able to keep him safe. And my cat Raven stood guard at the door and around the steps. He's been on guard this whole time, and just as soon as my anxiety spikes, right there with me. So I have a good support animal. I have a good supportive husband and community. So I'll be okay. Um, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about it right now. I'm still in a bit of shock. Um, it's not the first time this has happened, but it's definitely been a very long time since the last time. But thank you guys for listening to me and for any understanding on the fact of I'm not posting my normal content today. Normal content will continue Tuesday, Thursday, and next Saturday. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I greatly appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And again, Linktree is in the description if you would like to subscribe and be here for the normal content. Please do so. Like this video and try to share it around and spread awareness on situations like this, because not every break-in ends as good as mine did. So I was lucky enough that it didn't. But I will see you guys next time. I'll probably update more on my TikTok throughout today on how I'm feeling and everything until I can forget about it. But yeah, I will see you guys Tuesday on here. Bye.